Brace yourself for our next guest for the day, Mr. Mukesh Kuwad. Sir, may I have your permission to begin? Thank you. Sir is an entrepreneur who runs a training institute in Pune. The name of the firm is Mint Institute Private Limited. He has completed his chartered accountancy and is passionate about growing his business and intends to diversify into other areas moving ahead. Sir has previously worked with the Mumbai Stock Exchange and with Citigroup in Mumbai in the area of investment banking. Now, please join me in welcoming on the stage the entrepreneur that truly represents the potential of the Indian youth, Mr. Mukesh Kuwad. Sir, I kindly request you to address the batch.
Friends, good morning. Am I audible? Okay. Firstly, let me thank your institute, your management, your director, Dr. Ramdas in particular, for inviting me to your institute to address all of you. I understand you are all first year students, right? Let me also thank the gentleman who came to pick me up at my office this morning. I forget his name here. What's your name here? Okay, Mr. Rahman. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, friends. I got a call this morning, and your director, ma'am, she asked me to speak to you on the topic of entrepreneurship. Okay. Very honestly, I'm not fully prepared for the speech. It will be more of an extempo speech. You understand an extempo speech? Okay. My journey as an entrepreneur, okay, maybe I'll share some of my experiences, some of my ideas, some of my thoughts. Can I maybe begin by asking you a few questions? Okay. How many of you would like to be entrepreneurs going ahead? Okay, so I guess this amounts to maybe just around 7 or 8% of the audience over here. Okay, so the rest of you, can I assume that you would like to be in employment? Or is there another possibility also? You want to do nothing? Okay. Because there is a saying, you know, who says nothing is impossible? I've been doing nothing for years together. Okay. Okay, friends. Are there some amongst you who are still unsure whether you would want to be entrepreneurs or be in employment? You're still unsure. Any of you? So all of you have something fixed in your mind. You either want to do a business of your own or you want to be in employment. Is that correct? Okay. That's very nice. I never had such clarity of thought, you know, when I started out my career. In fact, you know, I don't know, in case you happen to know about me, whether you would form an opinion that I am the right person to address you. Okay, I'll tell you the reasons why. Until 12th standard, I was a science student. Okay, I had physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. Okay, and I aspired to become a doctor. Then once my 12th standard results were out, suddenly it dawned upon me that I should think why I want to become a doctor. And the reason was that because our neighbor was a doctor, I wanted to become a doctor. Okay. So I asked myself, is this what I wish to do? And I couldn't get a clear confirmation that I wanted to become a doctor. So then what did I want to do? Okay, that was the next question. So again, that was very confusing. Okay, and I was seeking opinion from many people as to what I should be doing. So like there were many people, one of the options that was given to me was to consider going for the CA course, pursuing the CA course. What I liked the best about the CA course was that everyone was saying it's very difficult, very challenging, 2 or 3 people out of 100 happened to clear this exam. So it was a challenge which actually drew me towards the course. Okay. So I said, why not take up something really challenging? Okay. So I took up the CA course, completed the CA course. I did not experience any problems in switching over from the science stream to the commerce stream. Okay. Very honestly, if I look back today, I I very honestly feel that probably courses like engineering and medicine are far more difficult than the CA course. This is my honest opinion. Okay. Any case, so once I happened to be a CA, one good thing about the CA course was that we have a 3 years articleship. So I guess in your MBA course or your PGDM course, you have a 2 months internship, right? So the good thing about the CA course is that while completing the course, we have a 3 years articleship that we need to complete. So what sort of career options are available to me? Okay. What are my own area of interest? What are my own skill sets? So we have a fair bit of a first-hand experience to discover all of this. Okay. So then I was very clear that once I complete the CA course, I do not wish to go into the traditional areas of practice as a chartered accountant. I wanted to be in employment. Okay. And there are a number of reasons for that. We'll not get into that at the moment. And then I simply decided that I will start my career somewhere in the capital markets. Okay. I happened to get an opportunity to work with the Bombay Stock Exchange. I think in my introduction it was mentioned Mumbai Stock Exchange. It is the Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay. It's not the Mumbai Stock Exchange. Then quitting the Bombay Stock Exchange, then I joined Citigroup. I worked there as an investment banking analyst. The reason why I'm telling you all this is that during the course of your employment, okay, with time, with experience, I think your views are also going to change. So what you need to be doing in life, you will be able to figure out a lot more clearly once you gain these experiences. It will shape your shape your thought process. It will shape your belief systems. Okay. So what I suggest to all of you is that you must spend some time introspecting, trying to find out what you wish to do and why you wish to do this. Okay. Okay, let me just complete my professional summary. See, once I joined Citigroup in the year 2006, I was working there as an investment banking analyst. Okay. And sometime in 2007, I was actually down with an infection. It's called as, I guess, herpes virus. I don't know, it's herpes virus or herpes virus. How do they pronounce this? So in any case, I was down for a week. Okay. So that week I did not go to office. So from 2003 when I started to work until 2007, I had not a single day's leave that I had ever taken. Not a sick leave, not a casual leave. Not that I was not entitled to it, but I never felt the need to take a leave. So when I was down with this infection, that is a time when I actually happened to spend some time asking myself that what do I wish to do going ahead. And then on the 1st of October when I went back to office, I told my boss, I said, sir, I've decided to quit. Okay. So he said, how come, suddenly, like what happened? So I said, no, sir, I just had this time on hand, this entire week that I was at home. So I did some soul searching and I have decided to put down my papers. Okay. So he said, I shouldn't have granted you a leave. Maybe this decision would not have come about. So I said, sir, in any case, sir, now I've made this decision and I wish to move on now. So he said, fine, fair enough. And that is how my entrepreneurship journey started. Okay. It actually started in 2007. So now we are in 2015. Okay. Now see, I'm going to share my experiences. I do not know whether you agree to them or no. I do not know whether a few years down the line, maybe you have a different set of experiences and therefore you have some different opinions about what I'm telling you. But I can tell you that I've gained some very good experience over the years about entrepreneurship And I think those of you, especially who want to be entrepreneurs, probably these set of experiences could help you out also. So I'm going to share those thoughts with you. I guess we have some limited time on hand. Okay, I was told that you break for lunch at 12:35. Is that correct? Okay, so I don't want to hold you up anytime beyond 12:35. So I want to finish on time. So whatever I can summarize in the time that we have, I will attempt to do that. Okay. See, now first thing, when it comes to entrepreneurship, okay, uh, maybe even touching upon the topic of entrepreneurship, maybe we could come a bit later. See, first thing you have to figure out is what you wish to do in life. Okay, and why you wish to do that. See, there's nothing wrong with having an aspiration to simply work 10 to 6, 5 days a week or 6 days a week. If that is the life that gives you happiness, fair enough. Okay. I think most students these days, okay, especially MBA students, when they are listing out career choices, okay, the single most important criteria for them is, what is it for you people? Can you tell me? Package, right? Compensation, kitna milega? Very greedy people, huh? Okay. See, I think that is an incorrect way of making a career choice. Okay. See, I understand at the moment probably you feel that money is extremely important in your life. Not that it is not in mine. Okay. Money is important for everyone. Okay. What we make for the living, or maybe even for the luxurious lifestyle, money matters for everyone. But my experience tells me that you should pursue your own interests. Money will follow. Whatever it might be. You have a liking to do something, pursue it. You know what is the best part for all of you in your career right now? What is it? What is the best thing for each one of you? Opportunities. No? Pardon? You're still earning. Achha, college is earning, you are learning. Okay. Okay, what is it? It's age. Age is on your side. You still have that ability to take risks earlier on in your career. Do you get the point? See, right now maybe I assume you are around 20, 21 probably. So another 2 years you are at an institute. So maybe 22, 23, then you pass out. So what I'm telling you is that age is on your side where you still have the ability to take risks in your career. Okay. So if you have a dream, then I think you should pursue it. I'll just narrate an incident to you. Is it okay if I narrate some incidents to you? Okay. Before I happened to put down my papers, there's only one person that I spoke to. Okay, that was my former boss at the Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, I was working there as a deputy manager and I used to report to an assistant general manager, AGM. So I just happened to discuss resigning from Citigroup with my AGM, my former AGM. So I told him, sir, I wish to quit, and the reason is that I think this is the right time that I can choose in my career to start out on my own. I should not leave things too late. Okay, in 2007, I was 29 years of age. You know what he told me? He said, Mukesh, he's a bit senior to me. He said, I always wanted to do something of my own, but I never had the courage to start out on my own. I always felt being in employment was a very safe option, and I could never muster the courage to resign and start out on my own. And then I got married, I have children now, so a lot of responsibilities which come on. He said, now though it's virtually impossible, okay. He said, and now I'm so used to my cozy life. Means even if I aspire to do something of my own, I don't have the courage to start out even now. It's far different than what it was some years back. Okay, So he said, if you think you need to start out on your own, go ahead, he said. Okay. See, that is something which honestly, I thought over it very deeply. And see, I felt that maybe for me, this is the right time to start out. Okay. I feel for you people, okay, especially those of you who want to be entrepreneurs, I think it's worth a try right from day one. So once you are out of campus, if you feel you want to be an entrepreneur, give it a try. See, in life, there are no guarantees. There is no certainty in life. What is the only certainty in life? Change. No. In our life, right from the moment we are born, there is only one certainty. Death. There is no other certainty, okay? So everything else is based on the theory of probability. So can you fail? You might. You might, no? There's always that probability that you might fail. Right? So it is there, always it is there. Okay. So see, when you decide to become an entrepreneur, actually the most important aspect of being an entrepreneur is the ability to take risks. Risk taking. See, when I set up a training institute, I do not know what business I would be generating at my center. Okay. But what I do know is that I am going to incur expenses. So I have around 2.5 lakhs a month, which is like a fixed cost. That I know for sure. Okay, so how much money I will earn from the training center, I really do not know. It's always an unknown. Okay, so you have to ask yourself whether you have this ability to take risks. Okay. Another point I'd like to highlight is wherever you might be, okay, even in employment, if you wish to be, you must always have some career plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Okay. So always draw up a career plan. Your plans may undergo change from time to time, but that doesn't mean you don't have a career plan, or you should not have a career plan. Always have a career plan with you. Okay. Very important. As I said, with your own set of experiences, your own thinking is going to undergo some change. Your career plans also might change. See, first I started working with BAC, then with Citigroup. When I was with BAC, I was always aspiring to get into investment banking. I got into investment banking. Then I discovered that I love academics. And it happened all accidentally. Huh? Once when I was at the Bombay Stock Exchange, we have a training institute over there. So my senior in the department used to take a 3-hour session for outsiders, okay, on the topic of compliance. And this senior had put down his papers and this compliance session was there. Okay, it was scheduled. And nobody from the department was willing to go and take the session. So my boss asked me, would you like to go? I said, sir, if there's a presentation, that is all that I have to read out, I'm all for it, okay? So sir said, go. Then that was the first time I came on the podium and I was addressing strangers. I was rather quite nervous that time. So people used to ask me questions also during the session. So any question which used to come which I did not know the answer to, I used to tell them, this might take some time, can we take this up at the end of the session? Okay. Okay. So, learn being smart wherever you are in your life. I'll tell you, I've done so many foolish things in my life. Okay, I'm telling you that you should be smart. But I'm telling you, smartness helps in life, wherever it might be. Learn to be smart, wherever it might be. So see, this one instance of, teaching participants, it was like, something very thought-provoking for me. Then that session used to happen each month. Then when I quit BAC and I joined Citigroup, they used to invite me as a visiting faculty. So then I was discovering, boss, this is what I really like doing. It's not that I did not like investment banking. It's not that Citigroup was not a great paymaster. Nothing about that, okay. But I wanted to pursue this full time. Okay. So then I came back to Pune. Then I started a training institute. And then again, okay, I'll tell you as on date. Okay, what has happened, right since 2003 when I joined BAC till date. See, I've worked only in the capital markets industry. Okay, so I have an expertise only in that area. Okay, and since 2003, means I've learned so much about the art of trading, the art of investing. Actually, I've become so fearless about pursuing my own interests. See, the monetary part now does not deter me from making the choices that I think are the correct ones. As I said, time is short, so I'll just try to summarize. See, in 2012, I was offered to run a franchisee center for the Bombay Stock Exchange Training Institute in Pune. The Bombay Stock Exchange has a subsidiary called as the Bombay Stock Exchange Training Institute, which has 7 centers across India. 6 of them they own themselves. My center was the 7th center and it was the only franchisee center. Okay. So from 2012 till 2015, I was actually running their center until May this year. And then the franchisee came up for renewal. I told them what are the terms that I want for renewal. Okay. So they were not agreeable to it. Then they told me that you go back, you have a thought over this, and you write us an email that you would like to continue the negotiations for another month, and then we'll take a call. I came back to Pune, and on the same day I wrote an email that I do not wish to continue. That's a single line I wrote. Okay. See, I mean, the monetary part, okay, what money I make from the training institute. See, today doesn't really matter to me. Okay, because what money probably I make trading and investing in the stock market, that gives me far more than what the CEO of the training institute makes in a year. Okay, so I'm very particular about what I do, with whom I do, on what terms I do business. Okay, see now for all of you, you probably are not going to have this freedom when you start out. Okay, so those of you who want to be entrepreneurs, you must always have a backup plan. What you are intending to do, if this does not work out, what then? What then? Is there a plan B that you have? See, now I have a plan B, that is why I can still continue doing what I wish to do, right? So you must have this plan B. Till the time you don't have a plan B in place, okay, you probably have to be a bit conservative about whatever you do. Have you heard the term SWOT? SWOT. Now what is it? Sets. Okay. See, now each one of you must do a SWOT analysis for yourself. Okay. So you know what are your strengths, right? You know what are your weaknesses. See, and if you want to be a businessman, so whatever is the business idea that you have, do a SWOT analysis of that also, no? See, business today is very competitive. Okay. Very competitive. Okay, it's a fact. So to succeed at a competitive line of business, what would you need? You have to try and figure that out before you start out. Okay. Now see, some of my friends who are doing business today, many of them I find they have inherited a business. So their father was practicing, or their father is running some business, and now they are carrying on with that. So for them it actually is a no-brainer that they can get into business. Okay. But I do not know how many amongst you will be fortunate enough to have a situation like that. Okay. So in case that is not what is there in your case, then you need to try and figure out as to what is the right time for you to start your own business also. Okay. See, as I said, age is on your side. Okay. Certainly it is there. Okay. So if you think you need to start from day one, so be it. If you think you want to be into employment for 5 years, 10 years, then take a call, so be it. Some of you might be thinking that, maybe you'd like to work overseas for the few years, have a very healthy bank balance and then start out. So be it. See, there is nothing which is right or wrong. Huh? What I think is right need not be the correct choice for you. See, it is your life. Okay. So end of the day, what is going to matter most, okay, is what you think is correct. In fact, I'll tell you something that just happened yesterday. I happened to tell my dad that, now I'm no more running the BAC training center. I thought he was already aware about it. Because my agreement expired in May, so it's more than 2 months now. So suddenly he told me, Are, what did you do? Why did you not extend the agreement? Ask them if they want to renew the agreement. I said, but why? He said, no, it's a very big brand name, this, that, so many things he told me. So see, I can't convince him now, that the choice I have made is the correct one. Okay. So I have to stick to my own belief system. You have to have self-belief if you want to be an entrepreneur. You are going to face so many challenges on your road to becoming a successful entrepreneur. If you do not have this self-belief, I think it's just a question of time before you fold up. It's going to happen, okay? Another aspect about entrepreneurship. See, many people feel that having a business of your own gives you a lot of freedom. Does it? It doesn't actually, So when you are in employment, maybe, you have some fixed office timings, okay, maybe 10 to 6, something like that. When you're an entrepreneur, so even if the housekeeping guy doesn't come, so maybe you have to go in and do that housekeeping work also. If there's a call at any odd time in the day, you don't refuse business, right? So it doesn't really give you that freedom. Huh? One point even before I miss out. See, if it had not been for the ability to take risks and become an entrepreneur, we would not have had individuals like Narayan Murthy, okay? Or maybe Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. If everyone was very comfortable doing corporate jobs, they would not have ever created such fabulous institutions. Okay. In fact, I'll tell you where my office is located in Deccan on Bhandarkar Road. The building on the other side of the road, where my office is located, Narayan Murthy actually used to stay there. Okay, I happened to learn this just a week ago. When he was in Pune, his residence was there. Okay. So my simple point is that entrepreneurship is going to have a number of risks. Okay. But if you are unable to take this risk, you will not have glory also. Okay. And it's going to definitely have a lot of challenges. In fact, when I was just coming here, this Mr. Rahman, he happened to just ask me, what is the right career choice? It's very difficult to tell you what is the right career choice. You have to figure out your own area of interest. Okay. Now, especially about entrepreneurship, I can certainly tell you that there is a challenge. But is there not a challenge elsewhere? Challenges are there everywhere, right? Challenges are there everywhere, yeah? Probably the challenge in entrepreneurship is to a much greater scale, I agree. But it is a challenge, okay? Everything in life is these days a challenge, yeah? You're competing for similar jobs, right? So all of you may be applying for a particular position. Isn't that also a challenge in itself? Right. See, try and figure out, okay? I was just trying to list out what points I can share with you. See, do a SWOT analysis of yourself, okay? Try and spend some time introspecting what are your own area of interest. See how your skill sets match to those area of interest, and then you decide on your career path. Okay. The right way of choosing a career, I think this is the way you should go about. See, I have come through a journey of entrepreneurship which has really been very painful at times, extremely painful. It questions your beliefs also. Okay. Just yesterday, my dad is telling me, okay, he's saying ki in 2006, I had actually uh, applied for the visa to immigrate to United Kingdom. My elder brother is there, just 2 years elder to me. So what is my dad telling me yesterday? He says that probably you were better off immigrating to UK in 2006 rather than continuing here on your own. Okay, now what is the correct answer here to a question like this? See, I feel you should not get into the game of making comparisons. Okay, your life is very different from someone else's life. It may be your own sibling also. He has different aspirations, you have different aspirations. See, what I feel matters is the long run. So let's not be short sighted. Let's not just try and look maybe a few years down the line. Okay, so maybe this entrepreneurship journey is not about just a few years, yeah? Okay, it takes decades to set up a business, yeah? To set up a successful business. But I'll tell you, the joy of being an entrepreneur is immense. Having the freedom to try out whatever you wish to. See, when I was running the BAC training center, I was very passionate about growing this business. See, I thought BAC was a fantastic brand name to have. Fantastic brand name to have. And I had a vision about executing this business. Okay. What I discovered over the 3 years is that whatever are the ideas I have about doing this business, about growing this business, whenever, for each and everything I have to write an email. Take approval from 4 people. So where is the joy of doing a business like this here? It's like you have to run a marathon and your hands are tied up. How can you do that? So I told my CEO many times, I said, sir, I need freedom to do business, okay? On my card, the designation is center director. Okay, and the first business that I did in Pune with the BAC training center, I went to one college. They told me we want to do a batch on fundamental analysis. Okay. So I said, ma'am, how many students? She said 5. I said, with 5 students, how can we do a batch? She said, sir, your fees are so high. So we have only 5 people who are willing to pay this fees. So I said, ma'am, okay, what is the fees that you want? And what are the participants you can give me in that fees? So she quoted me an X amount per participant and she said, sir, if this is the fee you are agreeable to, I'll give you 30 students. Okay. I said, ma'am, sure. She said, yes. I said, fine, ma'am. You send over the demand draft to our office. We'll do this batch. See, I was previously making just X. Now I was making 10 times X with this batch. See, my faculty cost is the same. Whoever is going to teach, if there are 5 students or there are 50 students, the cost still remains the same. So I did this batch and I got an email from BAC. Why did you negotiate on the fees? Okay. Who gave you the authority to do this program? That lady who wrote me this email, I replied back to the email and I marked a CC to the CEO, COO and my center coordinator. I wrote a very nasty mail. I wrote, on the 1st of every month, you have a salary credited into your bank account. On the 1st of every month, I have salary which I need to credit into people's bank account. I have a rent which needs to be paid. Okay. And I said, now you are giving me this designation of center director. What are the powers with this? If I have to ask you for every single thing, then why you want me to be designated as a center director? Yeah? Does it make sense? Nahi. Then she's calling me up. She said, sir, why didn't you call me up? Why you wrote an email and you marked a copy to the CEO also? Then she requested the CEO that she won't be coordinating for the Pune center anymore. Okay. See, so what I'm telling you is that when you're an entrepreneur, boss, you have a lot of decisions to make. Be bold to make those decisions. Yes, the money is yours. It's your money on the line. Be bold to take those decisions then. Then whatever you think is the best way of doing your business now, that is the only way you should do it. See, when I started business, I just swore loyalty to my business. Okay. I will be 100% loyal to my business. So what my business demands, I will do that, no matter what. Okay. So this brand, BAC brand is there, not there, I don't care there. Okay. If I know this is not the right way of doing things, I don't care much for the brand now. Fine, it might take me a long time to build up a brand, but then that is the right way of doing things, yeah. You don't do business, with your hands tied down, yeah. So be fearless. Pursue your ideas, pursue your interests. I'm not saying you will not go wrong. You may go wrong. Many times you will go wrong. It's a learning curve. So if you feel you have it within you to take on this risk, to take on the challenges, to even encounter failures, then I think you are fit enough to pursue your dream of entrepreneurship. I do not know whether you've heard about this. I don't even know who has exactly used these words. See, the the sad part is not in failing actually. Okay. If you don't make an attempt to rise again, that is the sad part, yeah. Failures are a part and parcel of everyone's lives. Okay. So yours probably is not going to be any different. So if you feel that you want to pursue something and you are scared of failing, then I think that is not the right thought process to have. You should be willing to accept that there are going to be failures. On your journey to entrepreneurship, there are going to be some failures. So be willing to accept them, learn your lessons from them, grow wiser, and continue on your course, yeah. Another very important part I'd like to highlight, which has helped me a lot in my entrepreneurship journey, it is about networking. I'm sure all of you understand networking, right? See, it's not restricted to entrepreneurship. Huh? Is it okay if I'm quoting some examples to you? I hope it doesn't bore you. Okay, now I'll tell you what happened when I passed out as a CA. I wanted to actually work with an investment bank. Okay. Now I was always trying to figure out where do I submit my CV, because I never saw any advertisements for investment banks. Okay. I was always asking people that, do you know someone who's working with an investment bank? So, nahi malum hai. So, that is the way it was. Then when I was working with BAC, I happened to go to Citigroup Global Markets. Okay, that is the broking arm of Citigroup. I was working with the compliance department, and Citigroup Global Markets was our broker of the stock exchange. Okay, so we have a compliance audit that we do. So I happened to visit their office premises, and during the course of the audit, I happened to develop a good rapport with many senior people over there. So the head of the compliance department over there, okay, during the course of the conversation, he happened to tell me that many years ago he was working with BAC. Okay, so that is how we just struck a rapport. Then Diwali time, I used to send Diwali greetings. New Year time, I used to wish him. And then I just asked him once, sir, can you forward my CV to your investment banking team? I don't know where your team sits. I don't know where's your HR. I don't have the email ID. Can you just do me this favor? He said, yeah. He said, I'll forward your CV, but from there on, it is your job. That is how he forwarded my CV over there. Okay. And that is how I was invited for an interview. See, I'm just giving you a very simple instance of networking. Okay. How it has helped me in my career. Okay. Again, when it comes to networking, See, even as students, I guess you have some 99 students, I'm told, in the first year. So you have so many students with whom you can network, and I think you come from different parts of the country, right? See, networking helps a lot. It's a very cost effective way of doing business. It costs nothing here. See, it's not about being selfish. Huh? It is about being smart. See, when you speak to people, you can discover what people you can get along with and what people you can't. Right? So, if you think there are some people you can get along with, try to build that relationship. Try to nurture the relationship. Does saying hi and hello to someone cost something? Does it? No. And see, learn to network irrespective of the designation that people have. Huh? I mean, don't say that Ramdas ma'am is my director, so I must be very polite with her. The security guard over there, useless chap. Okay. So let's ignore him completely. See, that is not the way I'm telling you things should be. See, respect people because they are human beings. Okay. Try to develop a rapport with everyone. I'll give one very simple instance again. See, when we go to visit anyone at BSc, we are supposed to take a visitor's pass. Okay, and there's a very long queue actually. To take a visitor's pass, it takes around 10 minutes. Okay. So many times when I'm standing in the queue to take a visitor's pass, the security guard at the entrance, he just happens to come down, he makes me a handwritten visitor's pass and I'm allowed to go through. At BSc, I'll tell you, right from the most ordinary security guards, okay, I probably know each one of them. I was working there for almost 3 years. So, I mean, you do encounter the security guards every now and then. But they do know me even now. Huh? So I'm not telling you that you build rapport with only security guards. What I'm telling you is it does help. Okay. Another instance of networking I'll tell you. Friends, is it okay? I do not know whether you like me sharing this. Is it okay? Okay. I'll tell you in 2009 what happened. I was in Pune and I was trying to figure out now what business could I still do, okay, beyond teaching at institutes, educational institutes. See, I'm a CA, so we have our CA institute branch office in Pune. So I happened to go there to pay my membership fees. And on my way out, the peon at our institute, okay, he met me after a number of years because I was in Bombay for quite some time. He told, sir, can I come to meet you in the evening? Huh? I said, fine, come. See, and this peon, whenever I used to meet him, just purely because I knew this guy very well, anytime I used to meet him, whatever I used to have, maybe in my purse, 100, 200, 500,000, I used to give him. Huh? He was always in need of money. Huh? At his designation, you don't expect him to be earning much. So he said, sir, I'll come in the evening. I have something to discuss with you. I said, come. He came to my office. That time I had a very small office, barely 200 square feet. He told me, sir, our institute is now awarding soft skill training contracts. Okay. Now these training programs on soft skill, these are compulsory for all CA students. And the institute is awarding these contracts and they can't find vendors. Okay. Who are willing to take up these training contracts. So I said, yeah, I have nothing to do with soft skill training here. My expertise is in a very different line. He said, "Arey sir, aap apply karo na. You can employ people na to teach that." He said, "You can always employ na, to apply karo." I applied. He just told me, and I simply made an application over there. You know, from 2009 till 2012, I got so much of business, I didn't have time only to do anything else other than soft skill training contracts. And see, I was doing it with the Pune branch. Later on, I got an opportunity to do it with the Pimpri Chinchwad branch, with the Kolhapur branch. Even from out of Maharashtra, I was getting calls to come and do these training programs for them. See how it started. This Pune simply just telling me that why don't you also put an application over there? So I'm just giving you some instances how networking can help you in life. See, this actually happened accidentally. It's not that I ever imagined that this Pune will come and share some information which will actually give me so much of business. Okay, but I'm just giving you an instance of how networking can help you in your life. Okay, so learn to network. It's a very powerful way of doing business. Okay, see, and when you want to grow your business, when you want to scale up your business, you also need to learn to delegate. You can't keep everything to yourself. Okay, मैं टीचिंग भी करेगा, बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट भी करेगा, कोई सेंटर पे आएगा तो काउंसलिंग भी करेगा. It can't happen, yeah. It can't happen. Learn to delegate. Okay, you have to build a team. You have to have belief in your team. You have to be able to groom talent within your team. That is the only way you will be able to grow. See, I want to do a business in 3 different cities. Is it possible for me to be physically present everywhere? In fact, even right now, I'm telling you, I'm negotiating on some business contract in Bombay. And fortunately, those people with whom I'm negotiating a business contract, they and we have a common friend. Okay, this also we happen to discover in the course of the conversation. So I told them that you can, in Bombay, you can straight away discuss with this friend of mine. Means you need not get in touch with me for every single thing. You have to be able to delegate, yeah. People management, people skills. Okay, learning to manage people, learning to make people work productively, that again is a big challenge. Yeah? See, I'll tell you, I was awful at people skills. Very short tempered. I used to jump to conclusions very early. Okay, many a time I got the wrong people. I continued with the wrong people. See, the worst thing than being wrong, what is it? The worst thing than being wrong, what is it? What is it? Nothing. The worst thing than being wrong is staying wrong. Continuing to be wrong after you know you are wrong. So you must have this ability to rectify your mistakes the moment you know you have made a mistake. Whatever it might be. It might be a financial mistake. It might be a mistake with recruiting people. Anything here. See, if you have the freedom to hire people, you should also enjoy the freedom to fire people. Okay. See, and another thing which I've learned, okay, over the years is that, especially a sales team, when you have a sales team, never have a sales team without targets. See, everyone who is drawing a salary must justify those numbers. See, when I recruit people, I ask them what is the compensation you want. So lovely students like you, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 14 lakhs. They dish out all those wonderful numbers. I said, why not more? Why not more than this? All that I just request you is that, justify those numbers you are quoting, yeah. See, as an employer, I am interested in a value for money product. See, when you are a businessman, what you are looking for? Value for money, na? If there is any proposition which is a value for money proposition, you will go for it. So I tell them, boss, you don't take this, you take more than this, but tell me what you will give me in return. You justify that. See, there's one term I'd like to use. See, evaluate anything based on the risk-reward ratio that it has. When you're doing a business, in fact, it's not restricted to business, even for your employment. What is the risk you are taking and what is the probable reward you are getting? See, I'll tell you, I was running this franchisee center, so see what was happening. I am paying a royalty on the gross revenue. So whatever money I make for using the BAC brand, I am paying a royalty. Now, if I don't do any business, they don't take any royalty. Okay. But have my expenses stopped when there is no business? Have I stopped incurring rent? Have I stopped incurring salaries? No, no. So what I told them ki, sir, I said, this risk reward ratio is not matching. From day one, it's not matching. And I've written dozens of emails that this risk reward ratio needs to be rectified. 100% risk of doing business is mine. 100% risk of doing business is entirely with me. 100% cost elements are entirely with me. So what royalty we pay you must take this into account, no? So what they told me, they said ki boss, you do X amount of business and then you talk about changing the royalty. I said, sir, this is like telling me, or rather I telling you, you come and work with me. Let me see what you do in 6 months and then I'll decide whether I should pay you or no. And if I should pay you, how much I should pay you. I said, so if I don't know what I'm going to make at the end of the day, then why should I really be agreeable to do something, yeah? Is it, nahi, hamara itna bada brand hai, this is what you can do. I said, sir, that is all fine, yeah. You have a very big brand, I agree, but this reward ratio is just not matching. And see what happened when I signed the agreement, na? My agreement was delayed for 2 months because I was not agreeable to the terms. And what they told me, you sign if there is some problem in executing the business or based on this royalty, we will consider changing it. Huh? Then the guy who was my coordinator, he left, someone came, that lady left, someone else came. Then whenever I'm bringing up this point, they said, नहीं वो time पे वो था, उसने क्या आपको commit किया मालूम नहीं. Means what happened? People have come and gone, the agreement is still there, na? So now everyone is washing their hands off. So boss, be very particular about these things. Yeah, what is the documentation part? Na, be very particular. नहीं जमता है ना, you tell them straight away, boss, this is what I can't do. This is what I can do. These are the terms. If it's agreeable, fair enough. Not agreeable, let's part ways. See, don't break your head over things which you know are not going to give you any output. तुमको मालूम है that ये चीज में से कुछ मिलने ही नहीं वाला है. So why you have to feel such an attachment to that thing? You rather spend your time trying to explore what are the other alternatives available to you, no? See, and when you are on your own, I am saying that when you are not inheriting a business, I'll tell you each day you come to office now, the focus should only be on generating revenue and revenue. Means you cannot have a day where you don't think about generating revenue. See, the staff is at times very casual. उनको क्या लगता है महीना खत्म हो गया अभी सैलरी आता है आता है बराबर है. See, expenses don't stop even for a single day, right? So you should be able to motivate your team, impress upon your team that boss, sales is the only thing which counts a lot and we cannot lose sight of this at all. You have to focus on generating revenue at all times. See, and never be scared to employ people. Means, see, what you might be thinking that if you have employed 4 people, now you have to give them salary at the end of the month, right? So you might be wondering, do I have the cash flows to sign out these salary payments, right? See, don't be scared of employing people if you think that you can fetch business. See, I told you entrepreneurship is about risk taking, right? So don't be scared to employ people if you feel there is a business opportunity and it needs some manpower. So employ them, motivate them, guide them, and see to it that whatever business you think can come through does come through. People management, I'm telling you, it's very critical in business. See, as a maybe as a businessman myself, now we don't have separate department like HR. We don't have so many people working with us that we need a separate HR department or something like that. But I'm telling you very honestly, recruiting people, that in itself is a challenge. Recruiting the right people. Retaining talent within your organization, that is again a challenge. Okay. The single biggest hurdle of growing your business is going to be with people. You need people to scale your business. You simply can't do it all by yourself. Again, now we have these, I don't know, probably in your 2-year curriculum, you'll have these sessions on motivation, inspiration, and so many. I'll tell you, many a time it is needed. especially for the employees, na, you need to motivate them. See, I firmly believe that, most youth today, in terms of talent and potential, it is there. It is always there. Okay. It is up to the leader to get the best out of the team. And many a time, rather than, I telling them how the thing should be done, I ask them for their opinions. See, be very flexible as an entrepreneur. Everyone makes mistakes, right? So, even in your team, if you feel that the approach you are suggesting is not the correct one and someone else has a better approach, you should be flexible enough to accept that. Flexibility is needed. Okay, and you should be flexible at all times, wherever you are. Never be rigid in your views. Don't hold on to your views very firmly purely because you have some ego issues and you are unable to admit something which is wrong. Okay, there must be an element of flexibility at all times in your decision making. Have a very open frame of mind also. Whatever suggestions are coming from other people, be willing to take up those suggestions also. Evaluate them. See, finally, the success or failure, it rests onto your shoulders. But taking opinion from others, okay, I don't think you should be shutting out that window completely, Be open to accepting whatever suggestions might come in. See, if you can find a mentor, okay, for your business, I think that is also a very good idea of starting out. If you have someone mentoring you, how things need to be done, what is the correct way of doing things. I do not know if you are aware, there are organizations like this, BYST in Pune, Bharatiya Yuva Seva Trust, okay, which actually provide mentors for different businesses, free of cost. It's a social organization. So if you think you need some mentoring, fair enough, yeah, go for that also. Maybe before I conclude, another point. See, these days, internet itself, okay, is a wealth of information. So if you want to really find out, okay, how is going to be the journey of, let's say, being an entrepreneur in a particular field, what are the challenges over there? Just put it on Google, yeah. You'll get so much of information from there. And see, one thing which probably has helped me also a lot. See, you can try and do a lot of marketing for your business even through the social media. Facebook, okay, Twitter, YouTube, okay. It helps a lot. See, I was someone who was not a very great believer in this medium of marketing, okay. But over time, okay, I too have discovered that, it does help a lot. And it doesn't cost much also actually. It's a very cost-effective way of reaching out to a very mass audience. Friends, I believe that is all that we have time for. So before I just wind up, any questions that you may have? Yeah? Yeah, can you just give her the microphone? Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My name is Monica Srivastava.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, sir, in 12th standard, you choose the science stream, then you are move on to CA, then you are move on to Citibank and BSc sort of career of banking. So my question to you is, sir, sometime you choose a quick decision in your life, isn't it? It's sometimes it's risky, sometimes it's not.
Okay. See, there's a risk in everything here. Many a time, as an entrepreneur, you go with your gut feeling also. Okay. See, and once you have made a choice, I feel you should not look back. मैं उधर होता तो अच्छा होता था. Had I not come to IIEMB, IIEBM, that other institute would have been better. इधर तो army style discipline है. Okay. Mr. Rahman was telling me, if the boys don't shave over here, you have a 100 rupee fine, right? Thank God I shaved this morning. Yeah, normally I also don't shave every day. So, because this sub, please sit here. This sub cheese mein hai, you have to take a call. See, playing things conservatively at all times is not the best way of doing things. Okay. तो आपका अगर कोई ड्रीम है, you have some aspiration, and you're scared to pursue it, I don't think you'll ever fulfill your aspiration. I'll tell you something very honestly. In 2007, I quit my job. Until 2009, my parents did not know only I had quit my job. Okay. Because I come from a family which is very conservative. My father happened to discover accidentally that, I've quit my job. Okay. He happened to meet someone who met me somewhere in Pune. He's saying, मैं तो मुकेश को रोज मिलता हूँ. So my dad said, वो तो बॉम्बे में है. He said, नहीं इधर ही है साहब. So see, had I told my parents that I'm quitting, in their entire lifetime they would have never allowed me to quit. See, only time will tell whether my decision is correct or not. Okay. But I feel that I must pursue my dream. This is what is my belief. You might have a different belief. It's your life. So feel free to exercise your own discretion. Okay. See, and I am telling you that you look at the longer term picture. Okay. Don't look at things in the short term. Okay. So if you think, see, just imagine, okay, we have one life to live. So many aspirations to fulfill. So we must have some plan as to when we are going to pursue these aspirations. See, if you are someone who has decided that you won't pursue your aspirations, then that's your life. Okay, that's your call. But I can't live like that. Okay, so you have to take a call, and there is an element of risk, no doubt about that. There is an element of risk. You have to make some plans at least to see to it that you are surviving in a decent way. You might not be making the big bucks right from day one. That might not happen. So maybe you are thinking that you are barely making 3 lakh, 4 lakh a year, and your friends in employment are probably doing far better without putting in so much of hard work. See, that is not the right way of doing things. Don't make comparisons at all. Don't make them at all. Okay. Your life and someone else's life is not the same. It's not identical. So don't try to replicate their model of living life for yourself. Okay. Any other questions, friends? Yeah. Yeah, I think I can hear her even without the microphone. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Aditi Jadhav. I am from Dhar, Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah.
Sir, you said that we have to take bold decisions. Sir, so after becoming an entrepreneur, can you share one incident where you had to take bold decision?
ये क्या है? BSc का franchise छोड़ दिया अभी.
Sir, any other?
There have been several actually. See, when I started out to set up my own training center, there was some X cost involved, and I did not even have 1/4 of the money to actually put into the business. But I still said I'll do it. Okay. So if there's a will, you'll find a way. Okay. So I could find the resources also, the funding also to come into the business. मिल जाता है. बहुत सारा होता है. I'm just giving you maybe 1 or 2 instances. But see, especially I'm saying those of you who do not inherit a business, यानी you are creating a business on your own. ऐसा बहुत सारा decisions आपको लेना पड़ेगा. It will test you to the hilt. See, there are always 2 probabilities that one you will succeed, one you will fail. आप कुछ नहीं करोगे तो 100% fail होगे. That is a certainty. If you do, there is a chance that you may fail. In spite of attempting to do something, you may fail, but there's also a chance that you may succeed, na? So you go with the positive thought only, na? You have to be relentless in pursuing your dreams. Let me tell you, dreams are possible to be fulfilled, but many a time it tests you so many times that you just feel that maybe surrendering is a very easy option. तो आप surrender करोगे तो you will never win. वो होने ही नहीं वाला है. And you need a lot of bold decisions to come through. It is very challenging. I am not saying it's going to be a cakewalk for you to be a successful entrepreneur. See, different people may have different experiences, but I'm telling you, it is going to challenge you a number of times. Number of times it's going to question your own belief system. But then you have to be persevering enough. You have to see to it that you still carry on, never give up. Finally, you have to hope that you will reach your destination. See, again, one more thing probably I'd like to highlight. See, it's not only about being positive in life. Keep working towards your goals. That is what will take you to your goals, not just being positive. See, planning, उसका क्या काम है? Execution is what counts, ना? Planning करो, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा planning मत करो, लेकिन सिर्फ planning ही मत करो. Execution has to happen. And you have to set yourself some time frames. Means you can't give yourself an infinite time frame. मालूम है? मैं इतना time planning करूँगा, फिर देखते हैं. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. See, life span is limited, right? So maybe, you know, now I felt maybe 29, 30 is the right age where I can start out. So तुम बोलेगा 45, 50 में करता हो. It might not be that easy at that point of time to start. So maybe if you think you've made good enough money till that time and now you feel you want to start out on your own, that's your call. Okay. But especially if you wish to be an entrepreneur, I would suggest, okay, you try to start out as early as possible. Try to be innovative. See, and be smart at all times. There are a number of ways you will discover which are possible, where things can be done easily rather than what you are thinking is the right way of doing things. Fine, please sit here. Friends, any other questions here? Sure? Okay, friends, let me thank all of you for your time. Before I just conclude, I'd be sharing some details on one training program with your director. I'm actually doing one training program with the government of India. This is about stock markets. It is funded by the government. Okay, so maybe in just a minute I'll tell you what this program is. It's a stock market training program. Firstly, as a student, you enroll by paying just 800 rupees for the program. The duration of the program is approximately for a month. Okay, I think in terms of teaching, it's somewhere between 40 to 60 hours. At the end of the program, there is an assessment and a viva which happens, or rather an exam and a viva which happens. You clear this exam, you clear this viva, your 800 rupees is refunded back to you. Okay, and you also get a program certificate. Okay, so I'll be discussing this with your director. Acha, the name of the program is Equity Dealer, and it comes under, you can just note this down, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, PMKVY. So it's some government funded program. I'll be mailing out the details to your director, ma'am. So in case maybe it's possible, we'll try to do the program in your institute, provided we get some, at least a 30 batch size. Okay. It's a stock market training program. Acha, how it can help you? See, it can certainly help you out with your placements. And even in any case, even maybe later on in your career, you wish to invest in the stock market, you wish to trade, from that perspective, it can help you. Okay, friends. Acha, those of you who are interested in doing some full-fledged training programs, okay, on the stock market, you're most welcome to our institute. Maybe I'll just share my contact details with you. Would you like to note them? Okay, my name, firstly, you can note Mukesh, M-U-K-E-S-H, K-U-W-A-D. K-U-W-A-D, that's my second name. On Facebook, you can just check it out. I think you'll have only 2 or 3 people with this name. You can send me a Facebook request. My cell number, 90-960-34-000. My email ID would be Mukesh, M-U-K-E-S-H, 0316 @yahoo.com. Feel free to write to me. I'd love to be in touch with all of you. At least send me a test email on my mail ID. I'll write to each one of you about this training program. Would you like my business cards? What are these not meant for? Don't eat bhel with this, huh? Okay. So I don't know how many of them I have, so you can just pass them on, yeah? Okay, friends, thank you very much. Okay, once again. Okay. And I wish, okay, and I wish each one of you grand success in your careers, in your personal lives. You have an entire life ahead of you. You are at the right age. Make the most of it. Okay? Bye.